A very good Wednesday morning to everyone out there. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather and night forecast, courtesy of Ohio Valley Insurance. We've had crystal clear skies present across the region throughout the overnight that has resulted in temperatures absolutely tanking here across the Wobbles community. You can note and you can see high pressure nosing in here from our south and west. That's going to be bowing up to the north and east throughout the day. It's going to turn winds out of the south, so combining with rays of sunshine, we will be looking at warmer temperatures finally arriving here across the entire region. Beechtree News Skycam showcasing still got a considerable amount of snow out there. Side roads, county roads, secondary roads still in rough shape. Primary routes able to make some headway on with the UV rays from the sunshine during the afternoon. We should be making a lot more headway as we progress and work throughout today. Reed House Skycam overlooking Brownsville. We got twilight coming up over the horizon there to illuminate the beautiful little bustling town of Brownsville. Healthy snowpack still on the ground up there, but again, folks, we're going to see some of those impacts as we work throughout the day with some of the snow melt finally getting out of here. Folks, we are underneath the wind chill advisory through 9 a.m., and it's for good reason. Take a look at these readings out here early this morning. We've got real-time readings right at 0.1 degrees in Warren County right now, with a wind chill of 11 below zero. You want to get even colder, jog down to our south in Brent Thacker country. Simpson County Mesonet reading 17 degrees below zero in the wind chill department. A good call by the National Weather Service to put that wind chill advisory out throughout this overnight into this morning. Folks, we could be looking at another wind chill advisory arriving on Saturday after a tricky winter weather maker late into the Thursday into Friday. We'll be getting into that here in just a moment. Looking here at the latest surface map, high pressure nosing in here from the south is going to keep loads of sunshine in the sky today. We do have a tightening pressure gradient. It will be breezy at times with gusts upwards of 15 to 25 miles an hour, but high temperatures should be able to catapult up anywhere around the upper 20s to right around the 30-degree mark for high temperatures this afternoon. Let's progress over and take a look at what the latest model guidance is showing regarding our involving, albeit very tricky, weather pattern. Here we are looking across the continental U.S. We work throughout the day. High pressure nosing in right here from the south. Going to provide us with improving conditions, albeit breezy. Then we progress into our Thursday, and we get into our Thursday morning, and all eyes turn to two approaching weather makers. We go through mid-morning, we get into early afternoon, we got this southern stream weather maker, and we got this clipper system off to the north and west. By the time we progress into mid-afternoon, this is how our setup is going to appear. Two tricky weather makers. This is going to be a very difficult forecast because it is all about the phasing process. We got the southern stream system that's going to try to bow right up the Appalachians and up the East Coast. We got a clipper system diving in southeast towards the region as well. Models are not having a good time phasing these two pieces of energy together. That's the big question mark. If they're able to come together, we will see more significant winter impacts here. But with what models are currently showcasing, it looks like the heaviest snow totals are going to be off and east of I-65. Obviously, we'll need to watch this as it evolves. We'll be following along closely. But that's not the only thing that we're battling with this particular weather maker, okay? We'll put this into motion for you. You can see getting into Thursday afternoon, progressing on into Thursday night, going on into Friday morning. It's not until late into the overnight and early Friday morning that the phasing finally begins to occur off to the north and east of the Wobbles community. So we could see the potential for some scattered snow showers continuing in that frame as well. But the big weather question, folks, is what's going to be going on before the phasing arrives. Very tricky weather maker, much even more difficult than the one that we experienced here a few days ago, and we're about to show you why. Here we are progressing throughout the mid-morning on into the lunchtime time frame on Thursday, and then we get into lunchtime and on into the early afternoon. Take a look at the wide variety of colorations that short-term model guidance is starting to spit out here. we're not expecting an initialization of all snow. High temperatures on Thursday, right as the precipitation's about to move in, is expected to creep just above freezing around 33 to 34 degrees. This will be our first time since Saturday getting above the freezing mark. Would like to remind you of that. But what we're watching, folks, is colder temperatures in the upper atmosphere. But then as we get closer to the surface, we have what's known as a warm nose infiltrating out of the south. Now, what occurs whenever this goes on is that we'll be below freezing right here at the surface, but just above the surface, we can have a period of time to where we're still above the freezing mark of 32 degrees. Well, Lana, what does that mean for us? Well, take a look over here at this graphic that we've pulled for you. A warm tongue of cold air is going to work in here, all right? This warm air, this layer of warm air that comes in and sets up shop right across the lower levels of the atmosphere, you can see the different kinds of precipitation that are listed down below that. If we have warm air that comes all the way to the surface, we get plain Jane rain. But that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at the warm air infiltrating a little bit and just off the surface to where we could result in a period of freezing rain and sleet before a transition to all snow as we work through our Thursday afternoon and especially Thursday night on into our Friday morning. So Landon, what does this mean? Well, it means a cut down on totals. As far as snowfall is concerned, in order to get significant accumulation on the ground, you want the precipitation in the column to be frozen all the way through. But what we're looking at is an initialization of a few hours of this wintry weather that comes in the form of freezing rain or sleet with a wintry mix. That's going to really slice down on totals out there with just some snow being tossed down on top of it as we work throughout our Thursday night. So switching back over here and giving you the breakdown, we work throughout the morning, we get into mid-afternoon, we continue into the evening, and again, folks, short-term model guidance is hitting at the phasing of the arrival of this Clipper system in the southern stream low that's jolting up to the north and east. It doesn't phase these until around midnight, and it really just brings some low-level light scattered snow showers to come along in that time frame. So taking a look at the latest ensemble guidance, we are right still on the cusp, folks, of seeing at least 1 inch of wintry weather accumulating on the ground. We begin a 55% probability right here in Bowling Green of seeing at or above 1 inch of total snowfall and sleet, freezing rain, all things mixed and combined. And then just to our north and west over in Butler County and Logan County, it's giving us around a 25% probability of seeing accumulations in excess of 1 inch out there. So right now we're looking at a minor event that could be unfolding, obviously bringing sensible weather impacts here in and around and across our vicinity. But not just that, folks, not just with the snowfall out there. The short-term high-res guidance is putting out 1,000th, maybe 1/10 of 1 inch of freezing rain and a nice glaze on the ground before we get the sleet and the snowfall in here. So a very tricky forecast to say the least. We'll be watching road conditions like a hawk tomorrow, along with those temperature profiles, because it'll be very tricky throughout Thursday afternoon and evening of going from a high of 33 to 34 degrees to whenever we slip a degree or two, and then we'll immediately begin to see those impacts on traveling and roadway surfaces. So that's kind of the breakdown that we're looking at there to give you somewhat of a play-by-play. Jumping over here and taking a look at our timeline, here is a breakdown of what exactly it is that we're looking at. As we work throughout tonight, it's going to be dry and bitterly cold. Lows down into the single digits to near zero. A few locations could drop below zero, so not quite as cold as this morning, but we'll be making somewhat of a run at it, okay? As we work into today, after a very cold start with single-digit morning temps and wind chills below zero, it'll be dry and sunny, highs ranging between the upper 20s to near 30. Then Thursday into Friday, the next round of snow or sleet and freezing rain initially arrives. And then as we get into the afternoon and overnight, a change over to all snow. Minor impacts from snowfall will be possible. And then, folks, another shot of Arctic air follows Friday into Saturday. Friday highs are going to be trapped again to the lower 20s, so anything that falls Thursday afternoon into Thursday night and Friday morning is going to stick. That's a guarantee. Possibility of another wind chill advisory Friday night into Saturday, and then we finally see a return to a warmer pattern Sunday into Monday of next week with opportunity of some rain showers and storm chances on the horizon. Taking a look here, cold temperatures continue and last through at least Wednesday. The minimum wind chills this morning we were already looking at dangerously cold, 10 to 15, 16, 17 degrees below freezing. And then, folks, we look at the snow potential for Thursday into Friday. We have a probability of a 40-50% probability of seeing minor winter weather impacts. These are mainly be located in regards to travel on the roadways out there, okay? Not to mention if we get a little glaze of ice in here beforehand, that could add insult to injury to come along with that as well. Latest from the National Weather Service, we have been given a 70 to 80% probability of seeing some type of measurable winter precipitation on the ground by the time we roll throughout our Thursday night and Friday morning. This is valid for 1/10 of an inch. The probability of us seeing at least an inch of snowfall or more from our blend of models, right on the 50% probability cusp, folks. It's going to be a flip of a coin with this one as we work throughout the next 36 to 48 hours or so. We give you your full 5-day forecast breakdown here. We can get it to operate here for you. Loads of sunshine today. It will be breezy and cold. Highs right around the 30-degree mark this afternoon. Overnight lows down to around the low and mid-teens. A high temperature forecast of 34 degrees tomorrow with scattered freezing rain, sleet, transitioning over to snow throughout the afternoon and evening. Thursday night lows down to 20 degrees. Scattered snow chances continue. Linger throughout our Friday morning and then finally release their grip during the afternoon. Frigid cold Friday. Highs between the low and mid-20s. Single-digit lows, sub-zero wind chills. A wind chill advisory possible Friday night into our Saturday. Going to be lucky to escape the teens by Saturday afternoon, but on Sunday, right back above freezing, and that'll prep us up for rain chances during the early days of next week. Friends, that's going to wrap up your Wednesday morning weather or not forecast brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Stay weather aware here over the upcoming days. Have a phenomenal Wednesday.